Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to PCM21 Career Mode, episode 141. Still in La Vuelta, and it's stage 16 of 21. But it is also the penultimate mountain stage of this tour. And this is a lot easier stage than what we've seen recently. But it does finish on a climb. What does that climb look like? Well, it's 18K, but only 3.9%. So tempo is going to probably be pretty high for this one, which means a combination of strong mountain rating and a hills rating is going to be important on a day such as this. Sifsy clearly doesn't have it, but Karaman, he's got a +4 race day condition, which is really helpful because that's going to give him an 84 mountain. It's going to give him an 81 hills, 80 on the stamina resistance. That fitness peak finally kicked in. First Grand Tour this year. The downside, though, for him is his fitness level is falling, and falling rapidly here in these final stages. Reason being, originally, his self-made targets for the year were the Giro and the Tour de France. I made the decision that the Tour de France on the back of that was going to be problematic, especially when we noticed as the Giro was going on that he was already fatigued and his fitness peak was going to miss the Giro entirely. So we canceled it. He, in his fitness program, didn't really get the memo that it was canceled. And so he took his week break at the end of the Giro. Didn't even take that because he didn't hit his fitness peak yet. His fitness peak finally came, and he never went into a proper recovery phase, meaning even though he only raced 2 days, national championships, between the end of the Giro and the start of La Vuelta, we really gave him a very long break. But it messed up his fitness schedule. It messed up his recovery schedule, and he never recovered. So his fatigue right now is through the roof after 2 weeks for this race. He's got an 80 something for fatigue right now. It's crazy. It is crazy high. Okay, here comes that tempo that we were talking about. Looking briefly at the others. Isakov, not punchy. Petrov, a little punchy. Ryabovas, not so much. Kikovci is a little bit. Gonzalo Salbial with the race day condition gets a little help there, and so does Martin Guerrero. But none of our team is terribly punchy, and you can already see blinking red on an 83. Setting an 85, limiting it is going to force us to use that mountain rating for the next little while. Right now, though, Peloton really not pushing, but also not officially climbing. So it makes sense that they're not pushing right now. 21K left to go in this stage, and then just one more mountain stage over those last 4 or 5 days. A couple punchy stages, couple sprint stages. I may or may not bypass those punchy stages. We'll see what they look like as I come up to them and make a decision on what to do. But with a 2-minute gap over 4th and 5th place in the GC for Karaman, who sits 3rd right now, I don't worry about it as much. Okay, we are in the first phase of this final climb. We're going to descend, and then the second phase is the next hardest. And then that's it. That's it. This is going to be a punchy finish. I mean, we've got 160 guys here still in this group. It is time, though, to use the gels on these protective riders, at least Kikovci and Sifsy anyway. Ryabovas. Ryabovas will go ahead and use his. And Sifsy is not going to last much longer, so as soon as he fades, either Isakov or Petrov will take over those protection duties, and that is happening right now. So we're going to put him on auto, and then we'll take Isakov. And he's going to take over. And at this moment, Paulus and Adria are on the attack. Paulus is 8 minutes behind. Adria is 14th. But Gegenhardt at 7:15 and Bernal. So, okay, Bernal's the one you got to respond to if we have any chance of getting back into this race. Bovis right up front. And he's going to have to push pretty hard to keep up with these guys as we line things up. Carapaz following pretty much on his own. Bovis. Not sure why Isakov has lost so much ground to Bovis, but we do not want to do the chasing here if Isakov is off the back. But Isakov is going to get back up there in a moment, and then we'll get back onto a Bovis led chase.
Another attack. This time it could go all the way.
He's going to have to accelerate pretty hard here. 6K to go. Raman's looking good, but the others definitely feeling it. Bovis can go a little bit longer. There you go. On to Isakov now, and we'll slow things down a little bit as we have almost made contact here with the front 7, including Bernal. 5K to go. Isakov doing okay as there's no push, so I gave him another 50 meters or so on that. Petrov's not going to last long at all, but he'll bring us to the front, and then Gonzalez Albiol will take over. Martin Guerrero, Karaman still looking okay. Here comes Bernal with the next attack. Carapaz, Palace. Aries is going to gain time again. Robert Power, Van Sevenit, same guys in the break as always, but we have 3K to go. 2.6, that's happening very fast. And we're down to 2 riders now. And Guerrero now taking over. 2K to go. Karaman still in fairly good shape. This is finally starting to dip into that red bar just a little bit, but with 1.6K, you're going to have to push to likely contend. And now Martin Guerrero is going to have to go 99 and set up Karaman. Karaman is in good shape, but winning this one doesn't matter because the top 5 has already been secured. But we will gain 4 seconds, 5 seconds over Egan Bernal, Carapaz Palace. I'm going to be so disappointed if they don't get it, as it is classified as a mountain stage, and we definitely had at least a bike length and a half and 6 seconds over those guys. Most likely, they're just going to give them same time. If Bernal does that to us, he seems to get the time gap. I do that to him. Not a chance in hell. Well, okay. There's a chance. That's why I'm bringing it up. There's a chance. Figures when there's 10 seconds, they get it. They always get it. Last stage. We were a couple bike lengths off. They got the gap. We do the same thing. We don't get the gap. Aries gains 6 minutes. That moves him up into 6th place. He was 11 minutes behind. So we see another guy out of nowhere gain something. I should have gained something today. I don't. All those riders around me end up on the same time, even though I had those couple bike lengths to 2 chasers and then had 4 or 5 bike lengths to the guys behind them that were much further behind. I mean, they were 20, 30 seconds down. And that whole group got same time, all the way down. Martin Guerrero and Leonard Kamna, they were way behind. They were at least 40 seconds back, and they got same time. Stage 18 is a punchy one. It's not far from being a mountain one, but because of the punchiness, we've seen an aggressive stance from a lot of teams, and that has already seen the Peloton shrink to just 37 riders. And I'm missing at least 2 key riders, Riabovas and Gonzalez Albiol, out the back, working his domestiques today. Kiekovci had lost contact, barely regained as we were going over the top. Now 10K to go, so we will be setting up our sprint here soon. 4 riders and 4 riders still off the front of the original 8. All 8 are away, but they're close. They should be reeled in here before the finish line. And now with 9K to go and almost to that final climb, I think we're going to set up our sprint chain now. 6K is the final climb. Average is 9%. Max is 17.6. And you can see that comes at the finish line. So you got to be wary of that as we go along. It's going to be the hardest, fastest that we need to go. And I think, let's see, Martin Guerrero is, yeah, punchy. Isakov is punchy. 77s. And then Petrov is punchy, but he's not any bonuses to that race day condition. So Kikovji getting out front, setting us up for this final one. And we're only going to do that gradually at first, but now we need to speed up. Ooh, he just got blocked off by Gabretzgabir, but he is going to get clear here before the climb begins. And bring us out front, right where we need to be.
And they keep on attacking.
He's pretty punchy, Kikovji, so he's going to go hard. But watching, behind us, we're still looking okay.
The riders are entering the last 5 kilometers of the stage.
Enough protection for Karaman at the moment. 5K to go.
It's in such percentages that the
Remember,
strongest
it's
can
getting
create some gaps.
steeper as we go along. 4.6. And we've caught all but the final rider. Gernelek is that guy. 4K to go now. 4K to go puts us about here, the steepest section. You'll see that little dip, and then you're going to really, really push in towards the end. Final gel. Down to 34 riders, which means we really haven't dropped very many as we catch him now. Okay, 99 for Petrov. Keeping it up, setting up Isakov. Martin Guerrero. Karaman's going to recover just a little. This is going to bring some other guys into the mix. As we hit the top of this section, this is that time to bring it on up. 2K to go. Palace already attacking. Hagita attacking, but they're attacking with 2K to go, and it's very steep. That's not going to work out. Isakov sprinting. Martin Guerrero sprinting. And Karaman sprinting. Can we make our way through the field? So far, so good on that, but he's already burnt through that red bar. Bernal, Mr. God, is going to win this thing. Or is he? Oof, he's got a tight contest with... How did Hagita? Hagita attacked at 2K, and we were 2 bike lengths behind. And somehow he kept that attack. So did Palace. 5th on the stage. Honestly, that's all you can get. It's all you can get with somebody who's on a pretty generic day. That was what you could hope for. Now, of course, when I gained time on the previous stage, they didn't give it to me. I gained 45 seconds on some of those riders, and they didn't give it to me. You better believe they'll give it to anybody and everybody today. They do. They do give it to them. And not only do they give it to them, Bernal, Hagita, and then 17 seconds to Palace and Gegenhardt, and then myself at 31, but then they give everybody on the freaking planet the same time as Karaman behind him. They were supposed to have fixed this system last year, and they ended up breaking it more than they fixed it. They reverted, but they didn't go back to what it was. They went to something that is worse in the timing system. Aries was not 45 seconds behind Adria. He was probably a few bike lengths behind Adria. But all of these guys, Carapaz should have lost half a minute to me. Does he, though? Oh, hell no. Of course not. But I lose half a minute to Bernal. Hagita has a chance. So does Moss. This time, Hagita did well and actually gained something. But I'm not happy with the results page. I've been happy with the results we see live. Karaman, not a punchy guy. Didn't have great race day condition. Got let out. He's okay-ish. He doesn't have the acceleration. We pushed at the end. Sure, there was 30 seconds. But if you give that 30 seconds, why the hell aren't they giving the 30 seconds to these guys behind us? Why didn't Carapaz lose the 30 seconds? Because he lost. He lost it. But they take the time from me, but not from him. We had bad luck with quick simulations for a couple stages earlier in this race, which is why I avoided it on that last stage. But then we had bad luck on that last stage with time gaps being given where there were minimal gaps, and then not given where there were plenty of gaps. So the hit and miss, and it costing us time. Directly us. And that has happened on multiple stages. So, stage 19, I said, screw it. Quick sim. If I'm going to get screwed anyway, I might as well get screwed. And just move on. So, Bernal has won stage 19. Karaman got 4th. 9 seconds back, so he's going to be further back of Bernal with 1 mountain stage to go. But look who's around. None of the contenders. 20 seconds down. Gegenhardt, Sao, Hagita. So they lose 11 seconds. 31 seconds down, so that's 22 seconds back. Paulus, Aries. This is 38 seconds back now. 45 seconds back. Carapaz, 38 seconds. You're telling me at 38 seconds that there was 15 riders. 7 seconds is the next group. There was 15 riders that crossed the line at the exact same moment, and there were 7 seconds between the next one. That puts us up into second. That's where we belong. Carapaz was 30 seconds back on that previous stage. He should be 3 minutes down right now. We should have a minute's advantage. Let's hope we don't lose to Carapaz by 20 or 30 seconds on the next stage and fall within that window where, if it had done things properly, we would still be second. But by not doing things properly, it puts us in third. Either way, Bernal feels pretty untouchable. Second place, we've got a shot. We've got that fitness peak bonus. Let's see if it pays off with 1 mountain stage and then a sprint stage to go. So 1 stage to decide this race, and we now find ourselves appropriately in second place. Hagita, minute and a half back. That gives us a little bit of a cushion there. And with 2 minutes, over 2 minutes to Moss, I think we are now looking at no worse than 4th. If our race day condition follows suit, if it's a positive race day condition, if we have a +3, +4 on the day for Karaman, even if the others don't have it, but if we have a relatively expected race day condition, I would think we are no worse than 3rd place at the end of this stage. And what is effectively the final stage, as stage 21 is just a sprint stage, and we're not worried about how we perform on that one. So this stage, the stage itself really isn't that hard, but the finish is. We're going to be climbing up the Angleroo, 10% average, 12K climb, but it maxes out at 19.5, and you can definitely see that the last 7K of it is very steep. 7K, very steep. That's hard. That's a hard climb. Karaman, only a +2, but that's actually the expected for today. Reason for that, reason why that was his expected, and the reason why as a whole the team has pretty iffy on the race day condition. I think we have a net +3, which is slightly below what was expected, but actually maybe not. I think that's right about expected. Sweltering heat. So if everybody else, as in the other teams, are reflective of what the weather outcome for the day is, if they are impacted equally by the weather as I am, then today is the day you're going to see some riders blow up. Now the breakaway hasn't blown up yet. It's just starting to. The very first of 27 riders has been dropped. We hadn't given them a large lead, but over the last few kilometers before they hit the climb, they started pushing pretty hard, and they opened that gap up a little bit. Good news for us at the moment is that Ineos is putting everybody under pressure, including Carapaz right at the front. So Carapaz is working. Is he working for Gegenhardt? Is he working for Soler? Is he not feeling well today? I'm very confused as to why Carapaz is at the front when he sits in 3rd place. This is fantastic, though, that he is wasting energy like that. And here comes the rest of the team. Now, check it in. Kikovci, Sifsi, done. Isakov, almost done. Not a great race day condition from the team. Peloton, 127 riders still, but you're going to see a lot of riders dropped here pretty soon. As we go over the top, I think this group's going to get a lot smaller.
Really hot, so for the moment, we shouldn't see too
Okay,
many
Karaman will get a bit of recovery in. He's already below that 140. Peloton split in half, but it's coming back together. There was a fall. That's what split the field for Vecchi, the biggest name involved in that one. Okay, Kukovci and Sifsi are gone. Let's take those two and set them to auto. And then get a look up here. Isakov and Ryabovis are a ways back. We need to up that effort fast. It's a hard day, and this is the day to make or break the tour.
10 kilometers to the finish line.
Okay, has Ryabovis made it back up here? Yes, he has. Isakov is going to go to the back. Swap that out. And Ryabovis has an 80 today. Swap that out. 10.5K to go. These guys are pushing hard early, but we are trying to stay within ourselves for a while here. There's Carapaz, there's Paulus. Gotta keep an eye on them. Petrov. He's going to have to push harder than 85 before he runs out of energy to get us back up the order a little bit, especially as things flatten out briefly. And Filippo Ganna kind of quickly moves back and makes life... I turn it up and it goes down. I hate when this game does that. But Petrov using the last of his energy to bring us forward. And then now onto Martin Guerrero. Down to 27 in the Peloton. And that huge breakaway. We're coming up on them soon. And that is an ideal time to be trying to make a move. Palace is trying to make a move right now. And we're kind of coming up on that ideal time. The reason why this is ideal is there's so many riders, it's going to be chaos. And the front is not going to be the front. And if you can quickly get to the front, and we're going to push right now. If you can quickly get to the front as we go to 6K to go, you have an opportunity to do something about leaving guys behind. So Martin Guerrero made a big effort. Petrov is back here. And let's see, did anybody get dropped? Well, they lost Rivera and Soler. Bernal is way back here. Carapaz is back there. Hagita, Moss. Now, here's what I'm thinking. We do not want to continue attacking at the moment because of how steep this is. We want to put others under pressure. The good news is they have ground to make up. But Gonzalez Albiol is just going to go whatever pace he can, and we're going to watch as somebody tries to come up. Ryabovis will then respond to accelerate, and then Karaman will immediately take over and follow on his own. 4K to go. Here we go. Carapaz on the attack. That's the one we need to respond to. So Ryabovis, give me the acceleration. There you go. Gets that speed up a little bit. And Karaman needs to respond, but our problem is he needs to respond at a pace that others can't match. And 7-8 gone. Verona gone. Hagita, 4th place, is gone. A lot of these are breakaway guys. Gegenhardt. There's a Sow. well to the back. Moss is hanging in there. Karaman doesn't have anything to chase Carapaz. 2.8k. Follow Bernal.
Again,
Get on the wheel of Carapaz and then sit on. We're not beating Bernal. Wait. Tried to roll things down. It didn't work. If we can get same time with Carapaz, we're okay. Can we escape him somehow? No. But if we can finish same time with him, we're okay. Bernal not heading off to a win. It's Ruiz, then Bernal, Storer, Bokanoge, Hamna pushing, Carapaz struggling. But with the bonuses, Karaman struggling to keep up with the climbing pace, even though, well, Carapaz already base 82, but, you know, that's more like an 85.
Congratulations! He resisted the comeback of the pack.
If we get same time, we're okay. Ruiz has won, Bernal has claimed second, and we have lost the wheel just a little bit. We've lost the wheel just a little bit. We're going to finish just behind. But how much time is it? Are we within that 20-second window that we had? We had about a 20-second advantage over Carapaz. He finished 10 seconds ahead of us, I think. Hopefully. Most of the others to gain time were breakaway riders who conserved energy and waited for the end. They had a huge advantage at the start of the climb. Palace gained a little bit. Moss is behind us. Gegenhardt's behind us. Hagita is way behind us. He'll be out of the top 5 potentially. Bernal, 39 seconds down. Kamna, 2:46. Carapaz, 3:10. 11 seconds. 11 seconds in it between Carapaz and Karaman. I think we're okay. I think we are okay. By 5 seconds. By 5 seconds. Now, of course, if they gave us the 30 seconds, no issue. But we've gotten second place. Bernal in the end, 5 minutes better than the rest. Deservedly so. He is the god of cycling in this game. Both of my series. The guy is just insane. 85 mountain, untouchable. Carapaz, 5 minutes down. Should have beaten us. Really should have. With the strength of the team, with his individual strength, somehow we've come out on top. Moss, and it should have been by another 30 seconds. But anyway, Moss, 8 minutes down, 4th place. Hagita falls to 5th, or fell further back. I think it was fell back. I think those two switched places over those last couple of stages. Palace secured 6th place. South 7th. Gegenhardt 8th. Kamna into the top 10 in 9th place. And Aries hangs on to a top 10. The breakaway rider. So Asau and Aries both coming up the order from there. Kamna as well. So those three all gaining their position via breakaway. Verschave, Adria, Aaronsman, Van Sevenant, Quintana, Bokanogi, pretty much all breakaway riders on a consistent basis. But yeah, 2nd place. Other classifications, 4th in the points. Not going to a sprinter this one. Bernal has that already wrapped up. Verona, 3-point advantage. Bernal, just 4 points down in the KOM. And the under 25s, 1st, 3rd, 5th, 7th, 8th. Team, just 20 seconds shy of Ineos. UAE somehow has won that classification. Moss, Palace, they never committed to chases. Those two, coupled with whoever was the next best on the day. Covey was in a number of breaks, I think. So Covey in breaks, Pernsteiner was in breaks, combined with 2 guys well placed in the GC, was enough for them to take the team. Is stage 21, couple intermediate sprint points. We shouldn't be under threat with the +2, but we are gonna dangerously choose the quick sim. But let's go ahead and verify that we are in fact securely in place. Looks like everybody's on the same time. Yes, they are. Second place overall confirmed. We not only made the podium, but we even got one step higher. Even if there should have been another 30 seconds in it, regardless what it was enough. Just enough to beat out Carapaz to second place. So just like he did in the real life Giro recently, he misses out. In this case, it's third place instead of second, but he misses out and we beat him to the line. Bernal was just otherworldly. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. We will be wrapping up the season in our next episode in preparation for the very soon release of PCM22. Now, by this stage, it should already be decided, but if you haven't had a chance yet, if you didn't see it, there is a vote on my community page regarding what we are going to do for the series for PCM22. It's probably decided by now, but if it's super close, especially if it's super close, I might wait till the last minute to make that decision. So if you haven't had a chance, get over there. At the time that I'm filming this, haven't even posted that yet, so I have no idea where we're at, but I do know what my finalists are. I do know what I'm going to put in that vote. In fact, I think I'm going to be getting to that here in just a matter of minutes. All right, folks, that's going to do it for this episode. I'm the Decathlon Gamer. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. Bye for now.